Hashtag International Women's Day. Hey, it's Prince of Queens, and it's International Women's Day, which is always quite funny to me ever since I realized it was a thing. The first one that I remember, I was how did I celebrate it? And by celebrate, I mean, what did I post on social media that day? Because isn't that what we do for these things at this point? It was about probably 3 or 4 years ago, and it was right before I fully turned on feminism and started hating feminism. Like, I started hating feminism by the end of 2015, and I made my YouTube channel in 2016, but I didn't actually it took me a few years to fully commit to a few years of lurking to fully commit to it. And during that period, somebody posted that, I noticed it was International Women's Day, and I posted that Happy International Women's Day, and I posted a picture of me in drag. It was one of the 4 times I've actually done drag. And I was like kind of making fun of it, but just in that weird way where nobody knew, because people didn't know I would become a full-blown like MRA eventually. I didn't know actually at that time. So anyhow, I think that International Women's Day is obviously annoying. Because here's the thing. We are a gynocentric species. We just are. Like, our species is gynocentric. It naturally values female life more than male life because females are more essential for reproduction than males. And evolutionarily, you needed more females to sustain the tribe than you did men, period. So people value females, period. And females are less physically strong, period, because men do stuff to provide for their baby factories, period. Yeah, that's how I'm celebrating International Women's Day, by making extremely misogynist jokes, because why not? Right? I mean, every day is International Women's Day, right? Unless you have to make an entire doctrine around trying to deny it, like maybe Islam or something. And even still, some people would argue that they still value their women more than they value their men. I wouldn't make that argument because I don't know enough about the cultures, but some people would make that argument. Anyhow, International Women's Day. It is, there should be an International Men's Day. Or maybe we don't need one because it doesn't matter to us because we don't sit around. Like, I don't know if some guy would choose to not commit suicide because he was reminded that it's International Men's Day. I'm pretty sure his entire life lacking in opportunities because there were things that were handed out to women and girls by pure virtue of their gender. He's homeless or facing homelessness, facing a crippling debt, facing, child support payments that he can't afford, facing a false rape allegation. All these various things that lead to male hopelessness. Guys being told that they can't even play their video games and that, anything that they're into is problematic. I don't think that they would really appreciate International Men's Day as a consolation prize all that much. So, yeah, thanks, I'll pass. But we do have this funny meme to look at for today. Hopefully that's a good consolation prize. Hopefully you're not going to commit suicide when you listen to this video, and remember that I do care about you. That's why I make my videos. I care about my male audience. Really. I really do. So, look at this funny meme. It's so funny. Happy International Women's Day, too. Oh, God, lots to unpack here. Trans women. Okay. Interesting that that's top on the list. It's almost like there's a civil war going on within feminism between the TERFs, the old school classical radical feminists that just want to exterminate everybody born with a penis, and the gender deconstructionist feminists who obviously made this meme. Next, black women. Yes, we know that you guys really care a lot about black women. We know. Francesca Ramsey didn't happen accidentally. We know. Happy International Women's Day to femmes. Okay. What? Didn't you already say trans women? I'm not sure why that's on the list, but okay, fine, sure. Happy International Women's Day to disabled women. Well, that's one I can say legitimately definitely deserves to be on the list, because I do think that disabled women are often probably forgotten about. So, yes, good on you. Good on you for caring about them. Happy International Women's Day to queer women. No, I hate queer women. I'm sorry. I hate queer women. And the other thing is that, so you can look at this list. Queer women, what that means to these people probably is explicitly not lesbians, because lesbians are bad to intersectionals, because lesbians won't cooperate with the intersectional agenda, because the intersectional agenda is not actually even really designed to help women necessarily. The intersectional agenda, okay, I'm going to make this video soon. It's going to be called Intersectional Feminism is Communist Particle Board. And it's a complicated thing that it's hard to describe. But basically, intersectional feminism, which is the sort of Marxist feminism that came out of the 1960s especially, it is a movement that's basically communism. Really, that's what they want in the end, but they also want to give women all the credit for it at the same time. Like, they want, it's like some weird matriarchal communism is what they want. And queer women basically just means all women, really, but because you can always just say that you're queer if you want to, and they do. There's all sorts of straight girls that call themselves queer, but yeah. It's just interesting that they didn't put lesbians on here at all, but I think that's because the TERFs are often lesbians and they attack the trans women, so they can't have that, and they would rather just speak for homosexual lesbians and call them queer women, but usually queer means bistraightual girls that are mostly straight. They mostly want the cock. Next, they include masculine women, which is cool. Fine with that. Masculine women don't get a whole lot of love. It's true. Okay. Happy International Women's Day to sex workers. Okay, I need to make an entire video about that as well, because there is this weird fetishization, no pun intended, of sex workers amongst the left. They love sex workers for some reason, and I don't really know why. I do I have some theories, but I haven't expanded upon them in my head. But like, if you go to San Francisco, you can find grants for sex worker artists. Like, you could be like getting a $5,000 grant to do some project for 3 months because you're a sex worker that's an artist. And then your art doesn't even really have to be good. I'm not sure if maybe the person that gives out the grant expects something in return. I don't know. But yeah, it's a thing. So I should do another video about that. Happy International Women's Day to women of color, because they're racists. They have to say women of color. Okay. Wasn't black women already there? Wouldn't they be women of color? Why don't you just put Japanese women? Why don't you just put South American women? Why don't you just put Northern Native American? Why don't you put East Asians? Why don't you put Middle Eastern? Why don't you put maybe white women? Oh, can't do that. Can't do that. You would never do that, of course. Which, whatever. I don't got no love for white women that like are gonna be paying attention to these types of memes anyway, you know? I don't like those types of feminists anyway, but whatever. Happy International Women's Day to old women. Okay, fine. Old women get forgotten about a lot of the time. They deserve stuff. It's true. Happy International Women's Day to Muslim women. Oh, we knew that was going to be here. We knew that was going to be there. But hey, they deserve it. You know, they might not be super stoked all the time to be women. So, yeah, whatever. Happy International Women's Day to undocumented women. I just want to point out that this is International Women's Day, so they don't have to be undocumented. They can go be documented somewhere. Am I right? Happy International Women's Day to girls. Girls? But girls aren't women. I'm not sure what you're trying to imply there. Happy International Women's Day to poor women. Poor women. Okay, fine. I guess they deserved to, you know, get stuff. Wait, no, sorry. They don't deserve to get stuff. They deserve to be on this little list, to be reminded that they deserve a little consolation prize of a meme to feel good about themselves. They definitely deserve that, sure. Why not? Sure. Happy International Women's Day to fat women. No, I don't got nothing. Sorry. It's beaten into the ground. It's a dead meme. Blah, 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 blah. Should I just say shame over and over? Shame. Don't be happy because you're making the skinny girls feel bad at this point. Is that funny? I don't know. Happy International Women's Day to mentally ill women. How about mentally retarded women? What about them? They never include mentally retarded explicitly, but they do include mentally ill. Maybe it's because they don't expect mentally retarded people to be able to read. So when they write the things that are for everyday feminism that's catered to the mentally ill, they, they think that that's because mentally ill women are constantly reading, but then I don't know. That's just sort of my theory. Happy International Women's Day to e-hos. Is that what that is? E-hos? I'm not sure what that means exactly. But whatever it is, I think it's interesting that it's right next to mentally ill women. Like mentally ill women and e-hos are basically the same category. Which is maybe kind of true, to be perfectly honest. I think there's a lot of people with mental problems who are e-hos. Like, there's certainly a lot of those people out there. All those people that make sock puppet accounts and, like, post in my videos sometimes, they obviously mentally ill. And there's only a few of them, I'm pretty sure. Okay, I think that's all I got for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope it gave you a chuckle. That's all.